Live. All right, this gentleman his name is Marco Glumac. He is from Florida. Like I said, he's a 4 handicapper. He has played some local events. Says his biggest swing fall is coming over the top in the backswing, and misses include fat pushes over the top poles, and some of his faults bleed into his short game, and that's not fun, Marco. So we're going to try and help you. He can also be inconsistent with what he does. So, Mr. Hellman, you're going to take the wheel here. I think we're going to start from down the line, right?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, let's start from down the line. We're going to put up some plain line views here. Let's take a look. There we go. All right. We've kind of had a look at the swing before. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I've had a couple looks at it. Sets up the ball out on the toe. I actually like that quite a bit. And posture is quite good. He's a 4 cap, so pretty good, pretty decent player. You're going to want to line him up to the top here. So he says the issues are coming across the line at the top. A lot of people think that is an issue. Basically, if the reroute or transition, gets a little bit lost in translation on the way down, or he sort of overdoes it, then we don't know what his actual ball flight, what his shape he would prefer. But I like a lot of things. So he's got his left knee kicked in there. He's pretty braced on his right side there. Let's go ahead and start at the transition now. He has a little crossing line there at the top, but I don't think that's a horrible thing. So he does have a little reroute to the outside on the way down. Let me just get rid of that line for a sec, Mike.
Okay.
And then go wind him back up to the top there, and we can just sort of see his transition. So there's where he starts down a little bit to the outside and gets it outside the gets the club head a little outside, and then we get to impact. And then if you can zoom in just right around there, we had a look at that just to see where this club face is, sort of post impact, and how fast it closes.
Yeah, it does close pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I would think that his path is pretty conducive to hitting a fade most often. Where I would like to take him is to see what kind of club face control we can get on the way down, so that if his path is pretty good and pretty repetitive, we're not going to make like a whole lot of overhauls here. I think a few small tweaks would be great. So work on some club face control, and that post impact closure rate is kind of like a save it move, right? That's his reaction, is just to try and get the hands through quick. He doesn't feel like he's in the right space. So we may also tackle one other thing, depending on how much he wanted to work on this, if that is not his sort of routine path. So if you can just sort of wind him up again, Mike, to the top of the swing. So I might like to work a little bit of arm plane here to get that in line with the shoulder plane, and that will help get the club just a little bit more laid off and behind him versus so upright and sort of almost over the back of his neck there. And then we can work on his path on the way down, and again sort of try and find out what his actual ball shape he prefers to hit. When someone says they're pushing and pulling it, kind of seems that their ball shape would kind of like to be straight. So straight's not really a shape, and all the holes are crooked on the golf course. So we really need to find something that is repetitive for him, so that he can control his ball flight and ball shape.
Absolutely.
I always get that question that's asked. Well, I want to hit it straight all the time. Okay, so essentially our bodies need to move kind of robotically to have that happen, and everything zeroes out, and lots of magic has to happen to do that. But and no one practices quite enough to do all that stuff. So now you can see the club face really closed, right?
Yeah, it gets ripping closed. What else do you guys think?
He looks a little steep on the downswing, Mike.
Yeah, down here, right? Looks like he gets it a little bit too steep on the downswing, and he's got to back up from it and try and flip it shut, right? But you guys want to take a look at it? Yeah, that was great. Marco sent us from Face On, too. You want to look at that?
Just while you're doing that, Mike, just again going back to what Jay said, depending on what the path numbers are and how consistent they are, maybe a little bit of softness in those arms and that transitions might help make that path a little bit more consistent, depending how bad it is or how inconsistent it is.
Absolutely. Okay, here is from Face On.
It does a really nice job getting the impact there.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, like
pretty good, right?
Shaft through the left leg. That's, you know, his balance and stability are pretty awesome. Footwork is great. So I mean, a lot of his groundwork, his ground game is quite fantastic. Actually, I don't see anything changing down there. Usually that's where I start a lot of the times. But
you can tell he can play.
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking the same thing. That with that over the top move, there's possibly a little bit of a transition or a sequencing issue, but it looks pretty decent from Face On.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, there's some athleticism to his swing.